Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm back again. I've got card number 3 in the Ho 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 Paper Pumpkin Kit alternates. This kit was from October of 2022. And this time we are going to use these pieces, the Bermuda Bay pieces, and make that card. So we're going to need a card base folded in half. And as I stated in card number 1, I'm using a lot of pieces from the kit this month, which I don't tend to do, but I am this time. And so far, so good. I'm having fun using them up the pieces. We're going to use an envelope, and we're just going to cut it at the flap where the flap would fold down at. Let me get my... just to cut the scoring edge off from there. Then we're going to trim just enough off each edge to get it to be able to open. Like so. And then we're going to utilize this edge here. So we're going to trim it down to be our layer, our first layer. So we'll want this one to be 4 inches. And you can save this in case you want to do something with that. And also save this. You got pretty much up until the gummy part starts that you can do something with. And then I got to get my other trimmer because my little one doesn't go to 5 1/4. We're going to trim that down to 5 1/4. And now I need to cut a hole in the front. And I have some of my circle dies. And I'm going to use this large one. Or no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm going to use the smaller one to cut the hole in the middle. But what I've done here is I've layered the larger one and a next size smaller to make my frame that's going to go around the outside of my hole. So I want the smaller one to make the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my hole using my die cut machine. And I'll be right back. So I've got my hole cut out now. And again, I pre-cut the circle out for the frame, but I just wanted to show you that I nested the two together, ran it through to make my frame there. Now, if you use one size smaller circle, you'll get an even bigger frame, but I didn't. I wanted just thin frame of blue around there. This will be leftovers. We're not going to use it. You can save that for another project. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of green glue on this. This one is usually pretty quick for me to run out, so I gotta be careful. It comes out really fast half the time. Then I'm just gonna put this over the hole. Now I'll let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to move on to this piece from the kit. And I'm going to use the Santa Claus, the sleigh with the reindeer. And I've got some Bermuda Bay ink. Oh, you can't barely see that. I'll put that over there. Got the Bermuda Bay ink. I'm going to ink that stamp up. And then I'm going to have Santa flying through the sky. And we are going to lose part of the reindeer and stuff through the hole. So we've got our Santa on there now. And that's going to go in the hole. Cover it like this. But first I want to take a piece of scrap white. And I have this tree punch. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I got the tree punch. And I'm just going to punch out on my scrap a line of trees. And then I will trim that off so it comes loose. I'm not going to need them all. And then I'm going to stick it behind, underneath, so it shows through my window. So I'm going to put some glue on my trees. Gotta find my adhesive here. And I'll put some glue on the back. Yeah. You can tell the back and the front too, so I'm just going to put a little glue on the paper itself instead. Found what I want to be the front, and I'm just going to glue that down behind the hole like this. You can also line it up with your image, make sure that, you know, they're not sticking up too high. I don't want them too high into the Santa Claus and the sleigh. So we'll leave it right there. Go ahead and trim off the ones you don't want on there if you want. I gotta leave a little, I got a little buckle going. And then go ahead and glue this to your background piece, how much ever you want. If you want Santa coming and more reindeer, if you want kind of the reindeer going off, you know, it's up to you, your choice. But I'm going to go ahead and put some more adhesive around this hole and down here for now, so I can get my this piece to line up where I want it. And I'm going to go with Santa Claus coming in and the reindeer. And I want as much of this pretty sparkly sky as I can get. So I put that right to the top of my hole. And then now I glued this on flat to the front. So we'll go ahead and put some more adhesive on. Glue that to the front of our card base. Looks like I got even spacing pretty good all the way around. Then I'm going to take the envelope pieces and I'm going to go cut out a couple of trees, and I'm using this pine tree from the Regal reindeer bundle, the reindeer dies, and any pine tree will work that you happen to have. This was just one that I had been using for my other class and I had it out, so I'm going to go cut a couple of those. The only issue with these, using this envelope, is this is very thin material that we're working with, paper. So you may choose to use thicker cardstock and then maybe just blend a little bit of balmy blue, not balmy blue, but Pool Party over the top, just to give it a little bit of color. Or you can use the envelope and just be careful. I chose to maximize my space, and I tried to put them on there so that I could have all that left over. So this is the tree that I used from the reindeer dies. And then I'm going to put some dimensional pieces on the trees and pop them up. But first I'm going to use the 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly stamp. in the Bermuda Bay. Ink that up. And I'm going to stamp that down here along the bottom. See where I'm at. And then I will use my dimensionals and pop that up. And I'm going to cut these up because I want to make sure to support my trees. Like I said, they're very thin paper because it's the envelope. So I want to make sure that if I can, I get some support up at the tip of the tree and holds it. It'll hold it in place better so that it's not going to be as easy to bump it and peel it backwards like off. And then I can use these other ones to go in the middle. And then I have some larger ones, but I'm going to cut some pieces to put down on the bottom there. Like this. And put those along the bottom of the tree. Like I said, I just want to really make sure I got some good support for it, since it is a flimsier paper than regular cardstock. So peel those off. And then I'm just going to glue them onto the front of the card. They're going to stick up like that. And I really like these colors on this card. Turned out really nice. The blue's a non-traditional color, but it looks really pretty. I'm going to put that down here. I think I just put it on crooked. And I'll straighten it up a little bit. Like that. Then if you happen to have a light gray marker, Copic, or maybe like the Smoky Slate, go ahead and just make some lines under your tree. You're not going to be able to see them with the light that I have, but that will ground the trees and give them a little bit of shadow underneath them so that they're not so much floating there. Maybe you can see it. I might not have it very dark. I can't see it because of my lighting. There we go. Now I can sort of see it a little better. So I'm going to stop right there. And that is it for the third card.